Good evening. Welcome to Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community, the news you can trust, and events that move and celebrate our very own South Asian community. I'm Nidhi Kathuria, coming to you from our ITV Gold studio in New Jersey. In the news from community this evening, a look at some of the interesting facts on 4th of July. Excerpts from the interview with Kranti Gada, COO Shimaru Entertainment. Exclusive interview with Amara Karan, actor from sci-fi series Moonhaven. Stay with us on Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community for news in detail right after this short break. On July 2, 1776, the Continental Congress voted in favor of independence, and 2 days later, delegates from the 13 colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, a historic document drafted by Thomas Jefferson. America declared its independence from Great Britain. From 1776 to the present day, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, with festivities ranging from fireworks, parades and concerts to more casual family gatherings and barbecues. Did you know that Denmark is the only country outside of the United States that holds an official 4th July celebration? For most Americans, July 4th is synonymous with Independence Day. However, the adoption of the Declaration of Independence wasn't the only important historical event to take place on that date. Before Texas became a member of the United States, it was its own country, the Republic of Texas. But in 1845, things began to change, and on July 4th of that year, the Texas Congress passed an ordinance agreeing to an annexation offer from the Union. It was on July 4th, 1884, that the Statue of Liberty was presented by the Franco-American Union to the U.S. ambassador to France. Lady Liberty was then taken apart and shipped to the U.S. aboard the French Navy ship. The Treaty of Manila of 1946 was signed on July 4th of that year, ending U.S. sovereignty of the country and formally establishing the independence of the Republic of the Philippines. Though Hawaii was officially named a state in August of the previous year, the 50th star did not appear on the American flag until it was ceremoniously added on July 4, 1960. NASA's Mars Pathfinder was the first rover to go beyond the moon. It fittingly landed on Mars and began its mission on Independence Day of 1997. The 23-pound rover included scientific instruments meant to analyze the big red planet's atmosphere, climate and geology, according to NASA.
7 meters, 20 meters, 50 meters, standing by for touchdown.
We also have a short compilation of July 4th as celebrated by Desis in the US. Happy 4th of July. Kranti Gara, Chief Operating Officer of Shemaroo Entertainment Limited, who has played a pivotal role in the transformation of Shemaroo, which is now a significant player in the digital ecosystem across the globe, spoke to me in a face-to-face interview. The whole interview will soon be available on YouTube. For now, enjoy the excerpts.
So I would say embracing change, leading change and innovation. Many a times the change actually is not being led by Bollywood or the films. It's being led by individual creators or new disruptive technology players. And many of them want to do things with Bollywood and films because that gives them scale and instant recognition, and we're always open to such partnerships, and we experiment a lot on these platforms. In fact, I would say even back in 2009, the willingness to experiment and put out stuff on a YouTube was something which helped us. So one is always staying in touch with newer, younger, talent, content creators, giving them a platform, working with them, as well as with newer, younger platforms, and trying to always experiment. In fact, I would say the ability to reinvent ourselves is a very, very core focus or a core trait of ours, which has kept the company going. So media as a space has always been disrupted by technology, right? I would say even in probably the whole cinematography technology from that time to television, home video, VHS, these were all technological disruptions that were there 30-40 years back.
True.
So okay, the pace of technology and disruption has increased a lot, but media players always have to be willing to experiment. So
That's true. So,
This up into YouTube as well as Shemaru Me as two digital platforms. I would say for Shemaru, it's digital network on YouTube, and Shemaru Me are two separate TGs that we're dealing with. On on the Shemaru network on YouTube, it's an absolute mass Indian audience that we're dealing with. So this is the person who loves the dances and the singing and the fights and the comedy and the hamming. And as again India Khush Hua, it's a very mass brand, broad based. So for example, Filmi Gaane, as I said, with 60 million subscribers, it gets close to 100 million unique users on a monthly basis, which, you know, it is not just the metro or even tier 1. We have tier 2 towns, we have very diverse audiences. So the content is catering to that TG. The content, you know, many a times is very, very populistic kind of content. On Shemaru Me, I would say, of course, the primary TG is Bollywood. We have put out our entire Bollywood catalog over there. But I would say a lot of the premium SWOD movies are behind the paywall on Shemaru Me.
what does that mean?
So a film, probably a premium catalog film like a Jab We Met.
Okay.
Okay, that would sit behind a paywall on Shemaru Me and would not be available for free on
got it.
YouTube.
Yeah.
But on Shemaru Me, what we have done is that we've decided to actually focus on certain cohorts, audience cohorts. So the first cohort that we're focusing on is the Gujarati diaspora, both in India, the Gujarati, and Indians outside of, Gujaratis outside of India. And we've worked very hard for the last 1.5 years to put out a meaningful offering to the Gujaratis. We offer one new original, content piece or digital premiere every week for them.
Wow.
Whether it's a movie or a play or a web series that we have specifically gotten produced for the audience. And I'm happy to say that nobody is focusing on this audience and this content in the same way. If you know, Shemaru has been in the Gujarati content space for more than 15 years. We've been, televising plays, but we said this is a time to now move it a few notches higher and take the plunge and provide really premium content for the audiences. And I would really like to say that our aim is to make Gujaratis fall in love with Gujarati content, because as you would know, Gujaratis also love consuming Hindi. So we're trying to get them to actually spend more time on their native language Gujarati content. Currently I would say we focus a lot more at the script level than at the pilot level, because the way the economics work out, we need to get it right at the pre-production stage in a lot better, more robust way, rather than actually shooting a pilot. And we, I would say, have a lot of audience, first of all, at the concept level, run it through various TGs within the Gujarati audiences. Again, I would say Gujarati is the audience is, you have a family audience and then you have the youth. And Gujaratis are very, very unique in terms of that they love family content. Like, if just at the base level, a script like Yamraj Calling would have found it much more difficult to get made in Hindi, because, family content is what is working on the digital for Hindi. What is probably working for Hindi is maybe crime or thrillers and that kind of content. But for Gujaratis, family content works a lot more. So again, that was a hypothesis that we wanted to see whether it works or not. We looked at both, I would say, secondary evidence as well as primary evidence in terms of running the concept and script by people. And then we took the plunge and, got it made. And, I think this itself, I would say, the idea of putting out a series like Yamraj Calling was a pilot in itself for us to see if it works or not. And we were all in a dilemma whether, you know, while we loved the content ourselves, we didn't know whether the digital audiences would, you know, lap it up or not. But it was really great.
Amara Karan was born to Sri Lankan parents who had moved to England from Zambia. Growing up, she enjoyed drama, even though she regarded acting as a risky profession and studied politics, philosophy, and economics at Oxford University. She then spent 2 years working in the City of London, dealing in mergers and acquisitions. While at Oxford, she had directed and appeared in plays and finally decided to go to drama school. Within a month of graduation, she was auditioning for Wes Anderson's film, The Darjeeling Limited. I spoke to Amara over a Zoom interview about her upcoming sci-fi series, Moonhaven, that will be streaming on AMC from July 7th. Take a look. So it must be very exciting now that 7th July is almost here when your sci-fi series Moonhaven starts streaming on AMC. Describe your role in the series.
So I play Indira Mare, who is called the Envoy, and she is the person that is facilitating the technology, the AI technology on the moon, coming back to Earth. However, the deal is that the culture on the moon, which is a very different culture, is also coming with the technology. Because the idea is that you have to have a culture to cope with the power of this very advanced AI technology.
What did the pre-production and shooting require?
For me, it required understanding how a politician works, how a diplomat works, how an ambassador works. Also, on camera, how much to show of what you're really thinking for the audience. But the scene, you wouldn't be doing that. You would be playing it for real and being very convincing and charming. These are the kind of qualities of a politician and a diplomat. But for the audience, you might just reveal a little bit and choosing when, finding a moment when and where. We were very lucky to have a little bit of rehearsal. So yeah, it was a really fun role to prepare.
You have a lot of Indian fans and they would love to hear about your favorite Indian film, your favorite Indian actor, and your last word to your fans about your film,
Well,
Moonhaven.
I obviously love Satyajit Ray, who Wes introduced me to, and he's obviously a Bengali filmmaker, so he's not actually Indian, but he's from the Indian diaspora.
He's an Indian.
Okay, great. I love the Apu trilogy, and I just think there is amazing art house Indian film being made, and that's what I love. That would be the area that I'd love to explore going forwards, and I'd love to work with Indian filmmakers. And I think that, you know, from the religious point of view to culturally, the storytelling has been so rich in India. The visual content that you get from the country, the clothes, the food, the smells, everything, it's intoxicating. So I love you back to all my Indian fans.
Thank you so much. Saas Bahu Achar Private Limited, starring National Award-winning actor Amrita Subhash, is a series from TVF created by Arunab Kumar and Apurv Singh Karki and is written by Abhishek Srivastava and Swarandeep Biswas. Based in the iconic lanes of Chandni Chowk in Purani Delhi, Saas Bahu Achar Private Limited revolves around a housewife from a small town who embarks on an ambitious journey to become an entrepreneur and gain financial independence only to win her kids back from her ex-husband. Watch another feel-good slice of life series from TVF after the award-winning Gullak and Panchayat, streaming only on ZEE5 from July 8th.
ये मेरी बहू है पंडित जी, जरा हाथ देखो ना इसका। बेटा शनि रेखा तो है ही नहीं तुम्हारी।
हमें तो किसी ने तैयार ही नहीं किया था ना भाभी इस दिन के लिए। ना किसी ने पढ़ाया लिखाया, जिंदगी भर बस यही तैयारी चलती रही कि एक दिन राजा बाबू बनकर बैंड बाजा लेकर घोड़ी पे आएगा तो उसकी सेवा करना, बस वो सब संभाले। बच्चे माँ के पास रहेंगे, कह दिया तो कह दिया।
बाप के पास नहीं रह सकते क्या?
फिर तो हो चुकी उनकी परवरिश।
तो तुम कर पाओगी, पैसे हैं तुम्हारे पास।
तो 1 साल दे दो, कुछ कमा लूंगी और ले जाऊंगी उन्हें।
कह रही है कि 1 साल के लिए बच्चे अपने पास रख लो, फिर मैं ले जाऊंगी।
तो बच्चे रह लेंगे हमारे साथ। सौतेली माँ वाला व्यवहार बहुत अच्छे से निभाऊंगी।
कितना लगेगा?
25,000। अचार का क्या हुआ?
हो रहा है बेटा, वो बिजनेस सेट होने में टाइम लगता है ना, तो इस महीने जरूर कुछ हो जाएगा। देखना
क्या जरूरत है यार, छोड़ो ना ये बिजनेस का चक्कर।
अरे करूंगी, कुछ हाथ पैर मारूंगी। पंडित जी, रेखाओं ने तो सबकी मंजिल तय कर रखी है, पर इसका मतलब ये थोड़े ना है कि हम अपना कर्म ही ना करें। मेरे महादेव या तो मेरे लिए रास्ते बदल देंगे या फिर मंजिल बदल देंगे।
Continuing with the news on entertainment on ITV Gold, enjoy Apna Sapna Money Money starring Jackie Shroff, Sunil Shetty and Shreyas Talpare in the family movie night this Friday at 8:30 p.m. EST. Saturday 1 p.m. EST, watch Ek Aur Ek 11 starring Sanjay Dutt, Jackie Shroff and Govinda. Reserve your Sunday at 3 p.m. EST for Grand Masti starring Aftab Shivdasani, Vivek Oberoi and Sonali Kulkarni. And that's a wrap on Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community tonight. Send us your suggestions and community news that you would like us to cover for a print and television coverage at events@itvgold.com. Follow us on our Facebook handle at ITVGold, subscribe to our YouTube channel and pick up a free copy of Desi Talk if you're in the Tri-State or in the Chicago area for community news, entertainment and events in US and India. You can also read the News India Times newspaper online at www.newsindiatimes.com or subscribe to the hard copy by calling 212-675-7515. This is Nadika Thuria signing off.